Hey guys, episode 35 of the ISA portfolio series. Bit of a rocky week this week. Portfolio value's up, but that's only because I've been adding from cryptocurrency sales, so it'd be unfair to say I've made any sort of real gain this week. The gold and silver funds are slightly up. The BlackRock one is down, that's more focused on gold, and the Jupiter Gold and Silver is sort of more focused on silver, so that's up about £1,500, and the BlackRock one is a bit down, so up 1,000 overall, but gold price is still sort of struggling fairly well at the moment, but see where it goes. Over to Trading212. They've put the free share link up again, so I take it they're working through their waiting list. So I'll say, if you want to get free share up to £100, use my link down below and deposit £1. And looking at the portfolio this week, down sort of about £2,000 with sort of the general volatility. I've taken this opportunity to sort of make the change to the ARCPI that I was mentioning before. So I've added £1,000 to this, and I've changed it from just sort of the top 15 to basically one of the copy pies from the from I think Treba. So I sort of copied the pie and cut off basically the sort of bottom 10 or 15 just to make the deposits a little bit less. So you'll see a lot more in the investment section through there, because they're sort of mostly newer and smaller positions. I think there's about 30 of them now, 34. But I wanted to sort of get that closer to the actual ARCG fund. So I did, just sort of scrolling through the big news, if you like, is I went a little bit early on Sylvania Platinum. I said about £1.25, so nearly £1.25, £1.23 I think I sold it at. So I sold quarter of the position, 1,750 shares. This was mainly because it was up quite a bit and I wanted to take advantage of the sort of volatility elsewhere. So sold out 1,750 quid of that and put some in, so I put 1,000 into the ARCPI and sort of redone that. So it's showing down now, but that's quite good really, because I wanted to build this up sort of longer term to probably about £5,000. So if it's going to be a big grower in the coming years, then I want to get it up to £5,000 at lower prices as possible, really. And then I can start sort of skimming off some of that profit into other investments. So that's the plan with that. So you see loads and loads of sort of small positions now. I don't really take too much notice of them individually. So with the other £1,000, I bought a little bit of Alibaba, share of American Tower, and a little bit of DLR, Digital Realty. Got a few pending orders, just sort of another £100 of the Impact Healthcare REIT and the Target Healthcare REIT, a little bit of Stag Industrial, and a little bit of the two Tritaxes, the Eurobox and the Big Box. The Eurobox was actually a rights issue, so they're raising new funds. So I was offered shares to buy at £1.3. Doesn't make a lot of difference. It's pretty much market price, so that's not too bad. So selling out of Sylvania and putting it into REITs, half into REITs and half into the ARCPI. Obviously with the sort of Bitcoin drop, Argo is in a a fair drop. Did go quite a bit lower, but 13% down on the week. Not too bad, really, considering where it's come in the last couple of months. And the Bitcoin ETP down 11.7%. Again, not too bad. And then sort of everything else generally has been just sort of coming down for the week with the wider sell-off. Things like sentiment and polymetal now seem incredibly low price, but I'm not really wanting to buy any more. Still sort of fairly overexposed to gold and silver. First Majestic done pretty well, with sort of up and down prices, even with silver. This is still at $18, so pretty good. Won't be selling any more just yet, though. Yeah, I think that's pretty much where it is. Polymetal down £14 now, £14.19. So I'm down 10% on this now. But yeah, I'll just leave it, not buying any more, not selling any at the moment. So I think that is pretty much the ISA, and the invest account is where I deposited earlier this week from a fairly large cryptocurrency sale. So it was about £15,000, and yeah, so you can see there. And this has mostly gone into existing positions, just beefing up my existing positions. So bought about £1,000 of Barrett, opened up a new position in BHP. They were on the long-term list, and I didn't have any yet. Just had Rio Tinto as sort of minor, so got some more of them. Got some more of Broadcom, about £1,000. Been wanting to add to this a little while. Obviously, I sort of missed the lower prices because I was buying most of this sort of Monday and Tuesday. But there you go. I got some of the drop on Tuesday. Bought some more FedEx. It's becoming quite a large position now, but seem pretty good value. So I wanted some more. Some more international paper. Again, seem quite good. Bought a lot more into the ETFs. So about sort of £1,000 into each of these. Clean energy is sort of taking a real hit, so I want to keep sort of putting more into this, thinking that that's going to be a positive one going forward. So quite happy with the drop. I'm kind of hoping it goes a bit further, and then I can probably sort of put some big money into that. I think that wants to be about sort of £5,000-6,000. Be a bit more into the MSCI Europe, some more into, and then sort of £1,000 generally into a lot of the other dividend stocks: Johnson & Johnson, Kroger, Lennar. A little bit more into Nintendo. More into Raytheon, another 1,000. And the US small cap value, another, I think, 1,000 into TSMC. It's a hard one to buy because it's very high price at the moment, but I guess they've got a bright future with Apple and everyone else sort of demanding their chips. And I opened the VanEck video gaming ETF, so seen a little bit of a dip. Obviously still riding high for the year, but a sort of minor dip, so bought into a little bit of that. It's gone down quite a bit since I bought, but again, wanting to sort of build this up to about 5 or 6 grand in the overall goal. So yeah, that's the invest account. So obviously most of this is down this week, sort of between 2 and sort of 5%, but happy enough with that. If I'm going to keep buying with more cryptocurrency sales, hopefully that's going to be a fairly sort of large investment over the next few months. So I want to be buying at as lower prices as possible. If I believe in these companies long term, then I want to get in cheap and hold for years. So, yeah, that is the portfolio for the week. A little bit of a rough week. You got to have them, but happy overall. So leave your thoughts in the comments below, and drop a like, as always appreciated, and subscribe if you want to see more. See you soon.